Well, back again with another video in the gym right now, about to get my workout on. Well, basically I want to talk about the Intranquil spirit because basically someone asked me a question on my page. Basically, when you're talking about the Intranquil spirit, because the question, well, actually, the question was this. Let me get to the point. Question was, well, it wasn't a question, it was a statement. You know, it really wasn't put in a question form, but the person stated that they heard that the Intranquil spirit torments people, violence and stuff like that until they come back. Well, I would definitely say it doesn't necessarily happen like that, but they do come back with problems. You know, sometimes, you know, I would say most of the time they come back with problems, but you have your times where your victim or your target comes back just feeling, just being like, you just get there, they're just on a jittery edge. It's not to say that every time that somebody calls you, you know, they're Intranquil and they're bugging out and they're basically like, you know, they're depressed and they're crying because something bad happened and stuff like that. That's not the case, you know. That's not all the time, but I'd say most of the time, like prime example, let me give you an example. Basically, one customer called me back. I think, actually, it wasn't a customer. Basically, someone basically lost. Well, actually, they called me the day before, and then they told me something about someone moving in and basically them having to spend excess amount of dollars, you know. And then the next night, the same person calls me back talking about they lost their phone the night before. So you have unfortunate situations that arise. So as you know, contrary to what we've been taught, you know, on a practical level, basically we've been taught mainly that they punish people, they torment people and stuff like that. But you got to think about what Intranquil means. Intranquil can mean the person's lonely, you know, anything that doesn't have, everything that has to do with, you know, lack of serenity and peace in one person's life. You know, don't think that a person's, when you talk about tranquility, that, you know, the person's going to be bleeding and all this other type of stuff, they're going to get sick and all this type of stuff. That happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that happens. You really don't know what way the person is going to approach you and what the situation is going to be. You know, so when you start talking about intranquility and stuff like that, you know, you don't necessarily know how that person is going to come to you whatsoever. You know, so again, you know, when it comes down to it, sometimes, you know, from what I've seen, a person can come with you know, they lose money, you know, they got to spend more money. There's stress and problems, you know. I guess sometimes people get sick or ill whatsoever, you know. It comes in various modes, you know. I've actually seen the Intranquil work on my behalf with making people sick before, you know. So, again, you know, some people may come up with different experiences. It all depends on who the person is, what the situation is, what the scenario is, you know. So with that said, I conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.